Hey everyone, I actually have an album out now, a second one, and all this one I've been teasing this whole time. It's out on YouTube Music, Amazon. It's not out on Spotify yet, but it will be soon. And it's also on Bandcamp. So if you like it, here's a snippet. Feel free to have a listen. The link will be in the description. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been an incredibly long time and I'm sorry for that. A lot of things happened. I got sick, I recovered from being sick. It was like a weird sort of almost pneumonia thing. But then also my laptop hinge broke and then I fixed the laptop hinge. My laptop screen is now broken, but I'm getting a replacement soon, so that's good. So now I can finally get back to what I'm going to do here, which is react to an album. And that album is the 2020 album by Loathe, which is a experimental metal band from England. And yeah, I let it in and took everything, released in 2020. I've heard it's similar to Deftones, but I'm concerned that it's going to be too derivative, so I'm going to look out for that. But I'm hoping for the best because I've heard amazing things from all the people who have commented and said on polls that I'll probably like this one. So I guess let's get underway. The first song is Theme. Starting off quiet with a big string swell. Atmospheric. Definitely liking this so far. Ooh. A little bit of horns. Oh, nice dissonant chords. Just getting lost in it. Sounds like a field recording. Rain, someone walking, maybe? Close the door. That was a really, really good opener. I feel like it set the scene very well, and I guess that's all I can really say before I get into the next song, Aggressive Evolution. Let's have a listen. Also, I have the lyrics up, so I'm going to analyze them after each song. Going from that field sample into this scream and massive guitar. Ooh. Such a wall of noise tone, and it's so interesting how it just stops and starts. Wow. Wow, there's a lot of stuff happening right now. These rhythms are crazy. So much distortion in the voice, and you can like in the background. Interesting how it goes to triplets there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got a bit of march feeling to it. Okay, I see the Deftones comparison. The heavy into like a euphoric section. This is a lot heavier than anything I've heard from Deftones so far. I'm kind of feeling like a swampy vibe to the song. It's so low and like low-tuned guitar, you can just go blah blah blah, like slapping almost. So much rhythmic complexity. Building up, building up. Such a cool breakdown. Wow, it's like it's screaming. Like that count-in into the kind of sort of floaty section. Washes over you. They like playing around with like the stopping and starting, and I think that's pretty cool. Okay, I definitely see the inspiration here. So much focus on the rhythms here and just like in, out, in, out. It's like whiplash. These dissonant high notes as well on the guitars. Ooh, it's kind of 9 Inch Nails-y here. The muted guitar strums you can hear panning around. And it transitions into the next song. I very much enjoyed that. But you gotta ask the question, even if it is inspired by Deftones, is it derivative? And I say, I don't think so. It's doing enough different where it scratches a different itch. It's a similar ballpark. Obviously, there's differences in like the darker tone of this, but it's also got a similar sort of structure in these like heavy sections into these floaty sections. But I don't think it detracts from the actual musicianship and the message of the song. All right, let's have a look at the lyrics. It seems sort of to be just like a retrospective piece on like maybe addiction, maybe some sort of other like negative tendency that you're reliant upon, where it's like, why am I here? Like panic fueled and you're blinded by the sun. It's like you're lost in what you've become reliant upon. Awesome. All right, let's get to the next song, Broken Vision Rhythm. Let's have a listen. Ooh, it's like, oh my gosh. It's hard to even describe with words because of just how much it focuses on these intricate and very detailed rhythmic tendencies. Very quick tempo as well. Lots of building up, lots of crescendos. A tambourine, an egg shaker. It's mixed so well. I like how it kind of like allows the instrumental to breathe, and then it gives it a section of more stripped out nature to bring the vocals back in. So heavy. Cool riff. Tritones and other dissonant intervals in it. The drum is really good in this band. It's another thing similar with Deftones. Oh, a little tempo shift here. The squealing guitars also sound awesome. It's such a cool breakdown with these long notes where it's kind of a nice contrast between like the batshit section before. Oh, cool delays. Ooh, I'm getting some rhythmic displacement here. That's cool. Oh, I like the little harmonic there in the left ear. After that guitar little riff or line. Ooh, da da da. Triplets. It's always a cool, like nice rhythmic section whenever I add. Going from quarter notes to triplets or back and forth between them. Atmospheric outro, like little things like twinkling down in either ear. And it goes into the next song, Two-Way Mirror. That was awesome. I love that. What I've interpreted from this is that it seems to be a critique of religion and other organized sort of faith, where it talks about things like, cleanse my soul and let the pain subside, in quotations, is the first lyric. And it's sort of critiquing that sentiment of, I'll just let Jesus wash over me, or whatever religion you could be talking about, and I'll be cleansed of sin. But later on it even talks about abolish the sin now, and it's talking about the sin inside, like the church, I guess. At least that's my interpretation. Feel free to give me more information about it in the comments. All right, let's go to the next song. I really enjoyed that. Let's go to the next song, Two-Way Mirror. It's a lot slower, and it's really interesting chords they're using. For that dreamy atmosphere with these like guitars that are so high. Nice. Yep, I see the Deftones comparison. Same sort of vocal tendencies from the vocalist. Yep, so good. It's such a beautiful sort of like wave over everything. It fits perfectly in this part of the album as well. Into a major section here. Oh yeah, this is giving me Diamond Eyes vibes. These drums really complement this kind of like washing over, where these long notes from all of the guitars and like sort of similar cadences and tempos, whilst the drums are sort of changing around that rhythmic center. I'm really liking these like reverse cymbals or something in the background. Feels sort of like it's the opposite side of the room. Halftime section here with these. I can't tell if that's being plucked really fast or they're using an ebow on the guitar there with that line. It's so good. Wow, they're using some really interesting ways of playing around with rhythm. Feedback there. I feel like it's going to build into something. Almost sounds like strings now with this reverb tail. Oh, they're using a sample here. This is giving me some Bright Eyes vibe, which is something I didn't expect. It's swelling back in. It's so interesting to hear him sing with like almost no instrumentation behind him, just the wash and like this little guitar, like distorted guitar in the background strumming. And then we come back into the main part of the song. Structuring is really good. Oh, so I like that bend of the note then. Wow, what a perfect album cover for this sort of sound though, as well. Again with that sort of sustained guitar. And the halftime groove in the drums. It's a shame that it just fades out, but that's such an excellent song. I think that's my favorite of the project so far. Oh, it actually doesn't just fade out, it fades into 451 days. That's good, because if you've been here before on my channel, you'll know that I'm not the biggest fan of when a song just like fades out or just turns the volume down. It just feels a little bit lazy, you know, you could have had some sort of interesting way of going into the next song like the previous songs have. But that actually did. So yeah, that's amazing. Two-Way Mirror is probably my favorite song of the project so far. Let's have a look at the lyrics. Damn, there's a lot of meaning laced in these lyrics. It seems to be about, I don't know, recognizing a falling out with someone, but also acknowledging that you're incredibly similar in your downcomings, and you're very similar in your flaws. Yeah, there's way more than I can glean from just a single listen, so looks like I have to listen to that one again. I really enjoyed it. Let's get into the next song, 451 Days. Fading in. Big strings, sort of cello sounds. All that high note there. Sort of ghostly. Some samples coming. That's really interesting. Kind of reminds me of Picking Up Hands by Quedeca. These chords. Wow. The string passages are so good. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them had a background in orchestral composing. It's so beautiful. Oh, that's cool. How it like kind of ends on that one dissonant note, and then the "Can You Feel" in the sample. All right, New Faces in the Dark. You've got an interesting twangy guitar tone here. Almost feels like it's stopping and starting. Ooh. In the right here, you can hear that sort of like sliding down riff on, I think it's a guitar? Ooh, you can hear that reverb tail on that heavy guitar there. They're really like playing with like rests in the song. Ooh, I like that harmonic there. They like really adding like an extra beat on some bars or removing a beat in some bars. Adds some really cool rhythmic complexity. Wow, this scene, I don't even know if the chord singing, it's like sort of demented. It's mixed so well. Ooh, that was cool, because I kind of like waited a little bit before I got into it. Oh, you can hear like a cymbal in the right here. I think that's a ride. Into that shoegazy section here. They have some really cool rhythms. I keep talking about the rhythms they use, but it's one of the most interesting usages of rhythms here. Oh, like that line there. See you fall, or whatever it was. Damn, it's so good. It's obvious that this isn't like hurting his voice because he's able to do this beautiful clean singing as well. It's this depraved screaming. It's not beautiful, but it's a really intense sort of emotion, and it complements the section so well. And it's interesting and very cool the same way that Chino is able to, but distinguish between these harsh vocalizations and clean tones. Oh, we've got this really cool ambient section there into this fade into the sludgy breakdown. That's a really cool accent there on the cymbals. Wow. You know, that dissonant line in the background there. Oh, wow. Blast beats now. Building in. That was a cool transition, all right, into the Red Room. I love that song. Oh my God. What I've gleaned from these lyrics are that a song is about someone that you love changing or turning into someone who is treating you really poorly, and also just like the sort of cognitive dissonance and depression that comes from that. With lyrics such as, tremble when you're near, caught in between love and fear. That's like kind of the crux of it, isn't it? Awesome. All right, next song, Red Room. Swell in. Oh, you can hear that high note as well, ringing out in the right ear. I'm really enjoying like these interludes every few songs. Can you hear something in the background? Ooh, shimmer there. I really like the tone of that like low bass. Wow. Is this like the aftermath of the last song? Because that song was like the betrayal, and this is like how it makes you feel. It reminds me of the song The Downward Spiral. Oh wow. You know, like those synth percussion there. That sounds really cool. In between the normal like snare hits panning left and right. Wow. This one's heavy. I like where it like kind of cut out there. Wow, the guitars sound like they're screaming. I wouldn't be surprised if that was actually a scream being overdubbed and driven distortion. Wow, it's like everything's culminating in this. Oh my gosh, it's like a sickening tendency those notes have been given as they climb up and up. There we go, we get another creepy sample to end the song, I'm assuming. Once again, the Nine Inch Nails vibes. It's like the start of Reptile. And they fade into screaming the next song. Once again, reminding me of Diamond Eyes. This guitar line and these drums. The drums sound amazing, they're so crisp. Like a little, like, on the rest there. Wow, this is cool. The clean singing contrasted with this. Wow, that major chord was it sounds so amazing in that context on the guitar. They've been nailing the tones of the instrument. Into the breakdown section. Half-time drums. Oh, I like that sort of cutting up the last beat of that bar to get into this section. Oh, that like scream in the background there, so small and in the middle. No reverb, dry. It feels like standing on the edge of a great expanse. Nice fills on the drums there. They've been really good at writing these like melodic lines on the guitars. Oh. Count in. I always love it when like the drum precedes the actual line where it goes like into it. That high note's nice. Yeah, pretty close. Screaming in the background again. Such a good contrast. Back to the breakdown. It sounds like there's got like 2 octaves of the screaming happening here. I don't know what the correct terminology is for this like low scream, but I know it's pretty common in metal. Cool, the rhythms there. Oh, it's this like ghastly sort of breath blossoming in from left to right here. My other favourite song so far. Nice harmony there. And this line again sounds so good. Nice rhythms there into that fill. They're really good at keeping the song interesting. Ooh. I really enjoy how it kind of feels like he's singing from the opposite side of the room. It reminds me of Giles Corey. Everything's drowned out except for the harmonies that are going between your ears. I thought I was gonna say, I feel like it's gonna build into it again. With this nice arpeggios on the guitar. And those tense chords again. This is more like upbeat than the rest of the album. It's interesting how close the vocals feel in this section compared to the rest of it. It's like dry. Building again. Well, that's an interesting way of living out in this like chorused E-piano sound. And then like feedback. It's like, whoa. Oh, I like that chord to end it with. Oh, and the spooky sort of strings on the right ear. And then it fades into Is It Really You? That's awesome. Wow, that's incredible. I love that song. That was probably my other favorite so far. And from the lyrics, my interpretation is basically just focusing on the bigger picture, moving on, trying to see yourself in the lens of the broader universe and kind of feeling small as well, though. Awesome. Now, next song, Is It Really You? It's the hit of the project. Let's go with that electric piano sound. It's interesting how the reverb sort of feels like it's in the left ear rather than the rest of the song being in the right ear. Something feels classical about this. Give me white noise building into this section. There's a sort of finality about this riff. Swung slightly. It's also cool how it like basically just like instantly snapped between the two sort of sections. Just a shoegazy guitar coming in. Oh, interesting. You can hear the voices in the left and right ears. Recontextualizing the rhythms there. High note. And the follow's going to change in a dip. This is incredibly Deftones, but it's still really good. Same sort of vocal tendencies of going to these tense notes and then resolving them and not resolving them. Ooh, a chord into this clean section again. I really like the delay that's been put on this voice. These drum fills are awesome. They're playing around with the rhythms in such an interesting way throughout the entirety of this project. It's like resting a little bit extra. Wow, it's like his voice is bit crushed here. And this descending guitar riff. It's changing the sort of chords tonality every so often, and then going down a few times otherwise. I think it's a really cool way of composing. And they cut out the right ear then for the guitar. Acoustic guitar. Wow, that makes it really emotional now. This is the same riff, just like recontextualized as someone sitting alone and with a portable recorder. That sounds like to me, at least. Just figuring it out. It's got such a Westville quality. Downtrodden. That was an interesting transition. You're reversing it into absolutely destroyed, distorted bass. Or it could just be like the low note on like a 9-string guitar or something. These string passages with like these synths on the left and right ears. You can hear a phaser moving them around. That's awesome. Oh, cool transition. That is amazing. Once again, another one of my favorite songs. I see why it's so popular. I understand. I get it. So sad, jeez. It's like reminiscing. Like, let's search the sky for a while, you and I. It's just we're sitting together. And is it really you? Is such a heartbreaking line. God, there's so much like entangled in the lyricism of this. It seems so conceptual. I just can't grasp it right now. Caught in the ebb and flow, I'm bleeding out. Oh, you know. It's like I'm hurting, and you know that I'm hurting, and you can't do anything about it, and you want to. Jeez, oh my God, there's so many like things wrapped up in this. Also, as I said before, feel free to correct me in any of my interpretations. I've been wrong about a few things, even to the point where I accidentally interpreted the exact opposite from a song. But yeah, let's go to the next song, Gored. Not like the vegetable. Big distortion in the right ear. We're going into stereo. I hear something building underneath. Oh, voice. Wow. Sort of demonic here. With this like slow tempo. Wow. This is heavy as shit. The vocal rhythms here are really cool. Those drums sound really interesting there. I can't put my finger on what makes it. It's like there's a lot of high end in the snare. It's like they've got a reverse sort of section in the actual transient. I don't know. These dissonant guitar lines going up and down this really high pitched pace, and now they're going up and more, building into release of energy and then back in. You know how to structure a song. It's like they're telegraphing something that's still unexpected. Oh my gosh, the blast beats here, look, it's this sustained scream. It's unhuman. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, it's crazy. Back into this blast beat. No chill. I love how you can occasionally hear like this little cymbal hit from the hi-hats. It's going to go into the next section. But also the rhythmic complexity. I keep talking about rhythmic complexity, but I can't help myself. The rhythms are so cool there when it goes into like the triplet sort of thing, or where it uses rests. They use rests in a really interesting way. Halftime breakdown. And that transitions well into heavy as the head that falls with the weight of 1,000 thoughts. Damn, that's a long title. But yeah, Gored was really interesting to me. I enjoyed it a lot. It just feels like desolation, and I think that's what the lyrics are talking about as well. Desolation, being lost, being on a downward spiral. Alright, next song, heavy as the head that falls with the weight of 1,000 thoughts. Already starting crazy. Cymbals, blast beats, driving guitar, really cool fills. Absolutely hammering on that crash cymbal. The vocals here kind of remind me of Pupil Slicer. It's an interesting mixing decision to have them so buried underneath everything. Oh, we're going to this section here. Wow, that guitar is so... it's distorted in a way, it's like scratching at it. It's sort of an alarm sound of those high guitars. There. Looking at dissonant piano chords just being slammed on in the background. So heavy. Off goes the Loathe. That was the most intelligible it's been so far. You can clearly tell that was the lyric that was the same as the title of the song. I think the lyrics are referring to being trapped in your head and being, like, as I said, heavy with the weight of 1,000 thoughts. Like wanting to not have to think so you wouldn't have to deal with the pain. It's like wanting to beat your head repeatedly against the wall so you don't have to think anymore. Jeez. Losing control. Wow, it's like they're like metal sheets. That's what the guitars sound like. Wow. It's slowing down. Holding out in this note. You hear like the beating patterns of the guitar of such a low note. I feel like this sort of descending, it's something in the middle. I can't tell if it's a synth or a guitar. distortion is sort of, the animosity of it is crazy. It's like it's biting at the actual signal or tone. Oh, I like how you can hear the distortion peeking over these like chorus vocals. And reintroducing this somber acoustic guitar. Sort of reflective. It's so sad. Feels so out of place, but it's so in place at the same time. Damn, that's awesome. I kind of explained what I thought of the lyrics throughout the song, so let's move on to the next one, A Sad Cartoon. Let's have a listen. Ooh, this reminds me of Slow Dive, these chorused, twangy guitars. Harping on this chord, changing some of the notes around it. So a twang coming from it. I really love the sound of it. These riffs are so good. Whoa, you can hear that voice so clearly. It's like slightly off to the left, but it's so close to the mic. It's like he's here. You can hear all the breaths. These major sections. You know, like chorus guitar again. It's like dream pop. And then we transition here. Oh, that's cool! It's the release. After they pull back and then let it hit again. Oh my gosh, this is my favorite so far, like in total. Wow, it's so atmospheric. After you can hear the vocals overlapping. And that high note is such a release. This riff is so good. Oh, we transition back into a dream pop section. These washed out vocals. You hear like the phaser moving over everything. Like the kind of effect is, it's a phaser, if you didn't know. It's so dreamy. It's interesting how they ended off on a major chord there, in that voice. Go into a heavier section again. I love those like notes that you can hear in the higher end of the chord, like the extensions. The chord extension sounds so amazing. It's like slightly sour, but in a way that like really gets in your brain. Ooh, like that dissonant note there. The melody writing is amazing. You hear the high in the background, high note reverberating out, and then it leaves it alone. It's interesting how you can hear like the full strum there on that last guitar hit. It's very expressive playing. Wow, that felt so good. The whiplash between the sections. Oh my gosh. These sections are so amazing. Gosh. The sonic palette they're using is so good. Oh, that's yes! Wow, I've been gone past words now. I can't even form a sentence. Oh, that's yes. That's how much I love this song. And then the feedback of the guitar and the delay. And I think that's going to fade into a sad cartoon reprise. I'm going to let this play through as well, because I feel like it's going to be like the same sort of story, or part of it. It's really like these distorted waves coming over again. Oh wow. You can hear the acoustic guitar under all of this. It's so pretty. Synths fading in and out near the end of it, the distortion tail of the end of it. It's interesting how they play with the stereo field in this album. It definitely feels like it's building up to the end. And it definitely is. Like blossoming out. Like a flower in bloom. And then that's the final song. I let it in and it took everything. So, how I felt about a sad cartoon and a sad cartoon reprise, they go perfectly together, and a sad cartoon is an absolute 10 out of 10 song. That's definitely my favorite on the project, and the lyrics are so poignant and they're shrouded in so many layers, but the main thing that I took away from it is that I want to show you something beautiful, but I don't know if I can. And after all of this trauma, I guess, from the previous part of the project, it's a really, really good release. All right, and now let's go into the last song. I let it in and it took everything. I let it in and it took everything. It's really interesting how it ends in ellipses. It's almost like it's an unfinished question. Okay, a title track of the project. Let's see what the culmination is. It's a really interesting bass tone. It's almost Nirvana-y at the start. It reminded me of Come As You Are. But now it definitely doesn't. You can hear the sort of shimmering distortion at the top end there. Plays the high note, kind of permeates the stereo field. It's almost washed out here. Voice is washed out as well. Everything's being overtaken by this big bass melody. You like the delay in the rush here as well. The drum fills are cool. They're using like odd beats of the divisions of the beat. Reminds me of Abe Cunningham, definitely. Cool. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, the distortion there. It's like bending into a note that's non-diatonic. Going down again. Into these massively distorted vocals. The rhythmic complexity throughout this entire project has been an amazing theme, and I've very much enjoyed it. Oh, this is such a good breakdown. You can say that about the whole album. It is a bit of a breakdown. Mental one though. The vocals here kind of remind me of some like Ada Rook stuff. Oh, you can hear that I saw like twang back up in the left ear. That was cool. Animosity that screamed before this calmer section, which is fading in passages from, I don't know if they're strings or synths, but whatever it is, this sounds beautiful. Near building up more and more. I don't know what to say here, it's just such a open sort of soundscape. You can really hear the vulnerability here. It's interesting how much they've just destroyed that guitar or bass in distortion. It's laden so much that you can hear more of the intermodulation than the actual signal. But you can still get the harmonic information out of it. It's interesting how the dry harmony there. Kind of reminds me of Maynard James Keenan. How dry it is, except for everything in the background is so drenched in reverb. The voice is up close. These drum rhythms are awesome too. I also really like the use of the cymbal here. It feels like it's the anchor point. There's interesting offbeat rhythms on the snare. Just waiting a little bit for the drum to hit. The bass drum knows. Getting a little scratching high note in the right ear there. That was a good way to end the project. Wow. That was, I let it in and it took everything. My interpretation of the last song is just the tragedy and loss that you feel from losing everything. Hence, I let it in and took everything. It was the culmination of all of the dismay and loss that is felt throughout the entire project, and it's a really good closer. And how I felt about the entire project, for me, I'm feeling in the mid-80s, like around 86, 85 out of 100, and it's such a good project. I loved every moment of it, and it created such a beautiful atmosphere and had such animosity in some of the segments there. It was amazing. Definitely enjoyed it. Everyone, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and stuck around this far, feel free to subscribe or leave a comment, anything like that. Bye!